Good evening. Welcome to Swag Her segment, the In Between. I am your host, Lachey Young. Tonight, I have someone that I consider my friend, my sister. She has been an inspiration since I was a wee girl in the streets, okay? And she has been someone I have looked up to and followed silently and out loud. Janelle, would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
Hello. Like I don't know what to say. No. So Janelle Johnson. And I've gone by like a few little monikers over the years. Janelle Divine. More recently, Janelle Got Jokes. Um, but I really like to describe myself as an around the way girl.
Hmm.
I'm an anti-mean girl. Um, I dabble in every one of my heart's desires.
Yeah.
I'm a proud mom of eight. All the things. And I'm just really excited to be here. Thank you, Lachey.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I could not miss the opportunity of having you on. Okay.
Yeah. And let me do this before we get started because I'm old and I'll forget. Let me give some flowers to you for this amazing platform.
Thank you.
Man, I'm so excited for you. I,
Thank
I
you.
love this, all the things like creating the platforms, creating the voices and the spaces. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna jump right on in here.
Do
So
your thing.
my first question you kind of already answered, but I'm gonna go back to it just in case there's anything you want to add. For people meeting you for the first time tonight, who is Janelle beyond mom, beyond all the other titles?
Okay, and I love how you frame that beyond the titles because I feel like especially as women or speaking for me, I got caught up in being a mother, a grandmother, what I did professionally, all those things. And Janelle is a student. I'm a student. I'm a seeker. I'm a lover. Um, and I'm it's funny, and I don't want to jump ahead with any questions.
Okay.
Um, but I've realized over the past year actually that I really did not know me outside of titles. I had no clue, like, okay, now who are you?
Mhm.
Um, and I had a long history of just aligning with, well, if somebody said that's right, then
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'll do that, or what I saw working for others.
Yeah.
And no. No. So yeah, I'm a student of life.
Yeah, I like that. And so this is that the in between came from me talking on my personal stuff about divorcing titles. So
Hmm.
whenever I ask someone about who they are, I purposely make sure I want to know who you are outside of the titles because most of the guests are predominantly women, black
Yes.
women. And we do, as you said, get wrapped up in being a mom and a wife and doing business for everybody else. And we do forget who we are, who we were naturally or who we desire to be before
That's right.
expectations. So that's why I asked everybody that.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I took a year in divorce titles and kept the positions.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Come on, position.
Now you represent so many things all at once. Love, healing, creativity, accountability, community. Which part of yourself feels strongest in this season?
The part of me that agrees. Um, One of the reasons uh, that I fell into improv, and when I say fell into it, I was coming out of just a state of depression. Like I'm talking 5 years long. When I look back, and there was a lot of things going on from COVID to grief, and not grief necessarily in the loss of life, but the loss of love, like all the things. And
Yeah.
just was in a shutdown mode. Discovered a free workshop, um, and the rest is history. But in that workshop, I'd expected to go in and just kind of play around and meet some goofy adults. I expected to hate it and come out like, yep, yet again, something yep, that don't fit, that ain't you.
Uh-huh.
And the thing that stuck out to me the most was the first core value of improv is agreement. Yes, and as a person who's always looking for the thing, like something to quote or something to affirm, I was like, wait a minute, Yes, and women, girl, talk to me some more about this.
Right.
And it was that being in agreement, how you support the scene, whether it's your partners in the scene, the object of the scene, the base reality of the scene, but always being in agreement, not trying to rush ahead of anyone. I'm not trying to showboat, but being present and paying attention and coming in as they need you. And I said, oh, wait a minute, that's life.
Yeah.
That's a gem. So just kind of aligning my life over the past year or so with agreement, um, come what may. You know, saying that can be a very scary thing,
Yeah.
but I learned that fear is an illusion. I remind myself of that every day. So I hope I answered your question. But yes, the part of me that is in agreement, not in panic,
Yeah.
not living in anxiety, not looking for the disappointment or the upset, but oh no, wait a minute, this is how it's supposed to happen. Now let's just see how this plays out.
Yeah. I
So
like that. It's being intentional and conscious, aware of everything.
there we go.
Mm-hmm. Now, the next question go right into intentional. Your energy for me has always felt intentional. Was there a specific life moment that pushed you into becoming more purposeful about how you show up in this world?
Oh, I would say becoming a grandmother. Becoming a grandmother. A lot of times we sit and especially like with the kids, they're like, where did you come from? Because this ain't who raised me. Oh, now you get down on the floor and play with children. Oh, you got McDonald's money?
Right.
But seeing my grandbabies, I realized how much I missed with my kids. Like
Yeah.
I was there, um, but the only thing that I really knew to do was keep them safe, make sure that they eat and they got decent clothes. But as far as investing in them, whether it was attention or um, creating things at home, if we didn't have the money, like doing things, I realized I was so absent. But then certain things kind of paralleled at that time, and I was like, "Girl, you were a baby, and a misinformed one." And that's not a slight against my mom or family because they did the best that they could with the tools that they had.
Absolutely.
And then here come these grandbabies, and I'm seeing my children like step into that space
Yeah.
as parents, and then I'm seeing these little people who make me feel like a superhero every single time, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute, and just wanting to be present in that and just watching them grow and learning from them and the oohs and the eyes, like everything excites me. That part,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that part.
See that. Now you do Reiki and healing work. Everything you do
Hmm.
is healing work. What first introduced you to energy healing, and how did you know it was a part of your purpose?
Ooh. The first thing that introduced me to it was a sister circle. And we call it a coven. And that people
Mhm.
like, "Girl, wait a minute, what you y'all
I
witches?" And
love
it's
it.
like,
Keep
you
going.
know. But but my one of my good girlfriends, my spiritual advisor, shout out to my girl Nikki Zaire,
Mhm.
but she has a mm, I don't want to call it any one thing. It's just it's so many things in collaboration, but bite side spirituality.
Okay.
And she would host these sister circles that we would get together and like tap into what our grandmothers could do. And it all aligned with just biblical and religion. And so it was a lot. Like
Mhm.
seeing yourself tap into like intuition, like how did I know that though?
Yeah.
Um, and as I stepped into that, I was still in my depressive state, and I was like, all right, therapy ain't just cutting it. I
Yeah.
want to let me study and see what else is out here. And then I discovered Reiki
Mhm.
and the soul massage that it is, and just being able to release. And I can't even describe what it felt like when I got attuned.
Yeah.
Because again, as a person that doubts everything, I'm like, man, I paid this money and this woman ain't gonna. I was silent for the entire day, like after my attunement.
Yeah.
Um, I was just in awe, but stepped into that and wanted to share it with others and just have like connected with individuals and seen them grow in ways that have just been like dynamite.
Mhm.
And then from Reiki, meditation became a thing. I love all of it, but meditation is the thing that excites me most, because for years I couldn't still my mind.
Yeah.
Again, watching others, and I'm like, where you say you going? Like, because I'm just sitting here like racing behind the thoughts.
Yeah.
And when I finally was able to kind of check that and tap into it, I was like, oh man, okay, we got to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I love that. But I've also pumped the brakes in a way with that because I realized I wasn't being intentional. I was trying to be a savior. And it
Mhm.
gave me yet another way to escape from like self care and
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no. I just want to,
Hmm.
no, no, me first, then you. So
You're Earth sign though, right?
I am
Okay.
Virgo.
Yeah, I'm Capricorn, so it makes sense.
Girl,
It makes sense. It makes sense.
we
It's
want to save the world.
everybody, and don't never sit down with ourselves and save our own shit.
Ever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes,
I
yes,
told my one of my coworkers today at the real estate, and I told her I bully people into success. And she's
yes.
like, "You like that?" I said, "I do." And I said, "The only thing is, I forget to bully myself, but I'll
There you
bully you
go.
into your greatness." Okay, you be on the red carpet before I will, but I'm gonna
There
bully
it
you
is.
all about myself. So I got you. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yes. And it almost, do you agree that even as we do it and try to be intentional, like, let me keep this cup full, there is there's still a shred of guilt
Yeah, absolutely.
with, oh, okay, but I'm still here for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because we've
yes.
been trained, like we literally somewhere in our life, someone told us this is our job.
Oh,
And
yes,
to put everybody first. And it probably comes from us being young moms, honestly, because
absolutely.
when you are a young mom, I feel like depends on who in your life, they automatically tell you, well, it's your kids first. It's them, it's them, it's this. And you forget, well, if I don't put myself first, how in the world am I going to ever give them what they need? Because I'm going to
That's it.
always be shortchanged, which means you're going to be shortchanged too. Or I'm
That's
going
right.
to be miserable trying to make sure you're happy and still go in the room and cry at night. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think it's worse
Absolutely.
when you're an earth sign. I definitely think it's worse.
Yeah, it is. It's like you all decrepit and tore up, but you still trying to pour out. And I'm like,
Hmm.
It and one of the most simple, like we've always heard the cliche, you can't pour out of an empty cup.
Hmm.
And the way I had to reframe that in my mind was my cup has to be full at all times. Like, girl, you gonna spill a little something, and that's fine because what comes over, you can have that.
Yeah.
But I can't tip this cup. I don't care how full it is. I can't tip that and be like, okay, some for you. No,
Yeah.
yep, have that. The little bit that's on that sauce, so you can have
Absolutely.
that.
My motto is you first at all times.
Yes,
And if you
yes,
because that'll be your reminder. If it's not putting you first, then it can't happen.
that's right.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
right. And we create takers with that. We will show people how to use us. And
Baby,
talking
you
about,
ain't
well,
got no,
why they call me every time something? Because you answer.
baby. If you ain't got no boundaries, they're gonna keep the access. I said that last
Yes,
week. If you don't make the boundaries, the people will continue to find access and make their
that's
own
right.
in your
Yes,
life.
ma'am.
Baby, I
Yes,
love you.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, I love you too, Jay. Yes. Fist bumping through the
Uh,
screen.
okay. Period. A lot of people want healing, but not everybody wants accountability.
Mm.
Why do you think accountability is necessary in growth?
Oh man. Because if you don't take the time to see yourself
Hmm.
in all the forms, the good, bad, and the ugly, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And that was that for me, accountability had to be priority. It has to be every day. It's not like I decided to be accountable and it was like, oh, I own everything. Every single day I have to say, oh, okay, now wait a minute.
Yeah.
Uh-uh. You knew better than that. Let's do
Hmm.
better tomorrow. But it stunts your growth.
Hmm.
I want to be able to show up how I need to show up,
Yeah.
especially for me, like we just said, us first. Um, but pointing the finger, like I'll be the first to admit it. I was a victim. Like I always had the story to tell, and woe is me, and this is what occurred. And I realized I was stuck in the stories.
Hmm.
Um, and then always looking for the opportunity to show like, yeah, but look at me now. Yep, but I'm doing much better now. Man, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're
Yeah.
not okay. But being able to sit with myself and loving all parts of me,
Yeah.
like getting outside of the shame, because we will shame ourselves, man. I kicked my own butt all the time.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you got you know, you got it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, let me love on you a little bit,
Yeah. It's
a
a
lot
good
of bit.
thing. Yeah, a lot of it. Yep. Yep. What are some unhealthy patterns you constantly see people repeat in relationships, friendships, and community spaces?
Oh, um, the lack of integrity,
Amen.
the inability to communicate.
Hmm.
Um, I'm telling you, man, social media in itself has boxed people into like passive aggression,
Yeah.
and no one wants to own that. But I feel like, oh man, in all the ways, no one wants to tell the truth, and the truth doesn't. Well, I remember, I think it was my grandfather that used to say, "The truth only hurts when it should." And
I
in
love
a lot of ways, I'm like, well, I don't want to hurt nobody, but it's like, well, yeah, let me reframe that. So it's not the intent to hurt, but to help you see yourself, like
yeah.
you know you ain't doing right with that.
Yeah.
But it had to start with me. In a lot of ways, I lost a lot of friendships. I know that I wasn't an easy person, like uh, especially when my children were younger and trying to like identify who I was.
Yeah.
I was a heavy person, and I was the first to admit that.
Yeah.
And even in those dynamics, friends would be like, "Well, no, 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 you weren't." And I'm like, "Girl, yes, you. Every time I looked, I had to come to you to rescue me out of something. Don't look at me and say that."
Yeah.
Now, I'm not asking you to beat me over the head, but
But
it's
you are
okay to
right
say
to do
it.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But people are afraid to be honest, or if they are, it's in a way that attacks, and they call that honesty. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, no, you're trying to hurt a person.
Yeah.
There's maliciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's yeah. I see those things, and like I said, I look at myself first, and I'm like, I can't get jiggy with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, this going back to pouring. Sometimes the people pouring into everybody else are silently exhausted. How do you recognize when you need to pause and refill yourself?
I get overstimulated very easily. Um, I'm not focused if I'm in certain environments. Even look, I love my grandkids dearly, but I can also tell when I need to pump the brakes with everyone. Now, as someone who turned into a damn hermit, like right after COVID, it was like I ain't going nowhere. Nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope,
Hmm.
not going anywhere. Um, I stay mindful because I can retreat. I
Yeah.
can disappear. And again, like the improv space has helped me stay accountable in how I show up. Even I'm completing level 4. And my improv training is a specific technique that you work on. But I'm completing level 4, and Shay is not one time since I went to that free workshop, all through level 4, showing up with my troupe, taking side classes, hosting at the improv center. It's not one time that I don't say to myself, "Girl, you still showing up? Like you have not stopped," because I'll cut it off. Like um, but it helps me stay in motion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You created a workbook.
Mhm.
What made you decide to create this workbook? Because I still got my copy.
Oh yes. It was I need to purge some things.
Mhm.
I needed to purge some things, and again, didn't feel visibly honest about a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
How I manage grief, uh, what heartbreak looked like. The dissolving of a friendship, how it affected me, my view. And I wanted to stand in the truth.
Yeah.
And I knew that there were others, especially women our age, who we try to, stay polite, and
Hmm.
I don't want to make you look bad for what you did. And I wanted that to be like a map for others.
Yeah.
So in the workbook, I was intentional with, yeah, I'll have the little exercises, but with each page, I wanted to share a story that related to the activity,
Yeah.
and everything from like the death of my daughter to the death of relationships to
Yeah.
like I was like, all right, bear all. And
Yeah.
I was kind, because I'm really big on no matter what the dynamic is, friendship, ex or something, we had some good times somewhere up in that mess, and I'll send love and light to that
Yeah,
from here. I ain't got to vocalize it before I go out here and slay your name through the streets.
absolutely.
Whatever happened before we disintegrated what we had, it stays with us.
Yeah.
So I was mindful about not really mentioning names and things of that nature, but yeah, I needed to purge some stuff.
I get that. I get that. And I feel like ebooks and workbooks, especially when you a person can relate, helps with healing. Because you
Yes.
got to be able to relate to what's going on in the book. Because if not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's pointless just buying a book.
That's right.
Yeah. What is
And
one
I
truth?
like to go back.
Uh-huh.
Even if I journal, I like to go back what is years later, like, girl, you did get past that. Like that Negro had you laid out. And look at you now.
And we done
Yes.
all been there. Nigga, we just never
Yes.
gonna get past something, man. We ain't never
Oh,
out of there, okay?
yes.
What is one truth about healing that people usually do not want to hear?
Um, there's no end point.
Yeah.
You don't get to a space, whether it's through Reiki, prayer, meditation, exercise, job, diet change. These are things that you have to stay and practice with
Hmm.
every day. And it's fine when we yeah, when we get the Reiki or do the meditation, but it counts or prayer, which is just one of my most favorite things in the world. Man, I get on God's nerves. Do you hear me? Like I know he's like, girl, go sit down. You all right today? But the practice of it during the rough moments, like tapping into the meditation when you're overwhelmed or overstimulated, that's where it counts. Having fear or trying to fight a battle and then going into prayer, that's where it counts. Being able to still yourself. So yeah, I
Have
think
you ever?
people. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just believe, and again, speaking for myself first, I'm like, so I'm gonna heal this. So we gonna stay here. Like I'm 50, I'll be 51 this year, and I still got to work on this thing. Um, but then I enjoy that I know to go to my toolbox and I'll say, all
Yeah.
right, we're gonna do this.
Have you ever thought about doing? I don't remember seeing you do it, but have you ever thought about doing like morning meditations? I feel like I've seen you doing videos sharing you doing it, but
Hmm.
actually teaching it through YouTube, even if it's like a 20-minute segment once a
So
week.
I was actually, before I was like, let me just pause for a little bit. I had started doing it in the evenings, like
Okay.
Mondays at 7 p.m., like
Okay.
to decompress from Mondays. And I got a good response from that.
Mhm.
I did it on was it Instagram and Facebook Live? And
Okay.
I would do that. And then I was like, you know what? We going for the gusto. I'm going to do 5 a.m. meditations at least once a week. Girl, had it all like, yes, we getting
Okay.
up, promoted it. And I'm like, yeah, we getting up on Tuesday, I was like, wasn't I supposed to? I was like, all right, yeah, you got to come back to the drawing board with that. But I still want to do that. I
Okay.
still want to do that. Yeah.
Definitely see that. Uh, I can see that. You are a mother, grandmother, while still evolving creatively and spiritually. What has that balance taught you about womanhood?
Oh, uh, mm, we are amazing.
Hmm.
Like women are just the dopest. And I'm like across the board, but specifically with my sisters,
Yeah.
I think like coming up, it felt like everyone around me, like my elders, were haggard and tired, but I always saw this strength. Like I hope you see yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone ever told them to, girl, do you see yourself? Because like you said earlier, it was, look, you got to take care of these kids and they come before you. Um, no one taught them how to be self-full. And when we did that, a lot of times it created little static and dynamics, especially with like, the elders like, oh, you being selfish. No, I'm actually being I'm pouring into me. I want these grandbabies to see this. I want my daughter to see this. I
Yeah.
want little girl across the street to be like, man, Miss Janelle be doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, did I answer the question
I
fully?
feel like you did. Hold on. I
Okay.
think you did. Yeah,
Because
because
girl, I can talk.
and we got it. Yeah, it was the balance, the what it taught you about womanhood.
Yeah. That we can do all the things.
We
We do
can.
everything and we can
Yeah.
do them good. We can do hard things.
Hmm. It's nothing
Yeah.
you can't do. I especially as a black woman.
Yes.
As a black, I feel like we have every tool we need on the inside. We just got to tap in and know how to tap
That's
in.
it.
That's it. But it ain't nothing we can't do.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes, you can't do that. Prove it. And watch me show you what I do.
And will.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Did you ever struggle with giving yourself permission to continue becoming instead of staying in one role for everybody else?
Yep. Yes. Yes. And like I said, I jumped on the bandwagon. Um, I used to say 45, but I was like, you lying. Around 48, as I got closer to 50. And I'm like, I don't see like 50-year-olds like running around exhausted for the most part. Like most of the 50-year-olds that I saw at the time looked younger than me, which means if they look younger than me, they felt like that spirit, that energy. And I was like, I want to get some vitality like that. Um, but it was a struggle. Um, Especially I would say like with my youngest son, and watching him struggle in and out of the system, and then I'm working in corrections. It was just I don't know how I caught my breath most days.
Yeah.
Just to keep going, but I'm like, you can't continue like this. You are gonna die. Like I had to really psych myself out. Like, so what you want to be around Reese? You really want to messing over your body this early? You want to be an old, dried up little 103-year-old lady with a whole nother generation in the mortuary? Like they don't know you now. Like you want them to see you like this now? Girl,
No.
get it together.
Mm-mm. Not at all. The world wouldn't have
Mhm.
been able to handle that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, for real. Many women lose themselves in survival, motherhood, relationships, or responsibility. How did you stay connected to yourself through all your different life lessons? And I know.
mm. Oh man, I think, and this is it's something that I have to work at every day.
Mhm,
Forgiving myself for not knowing any better,
mhm,
and not, like I said before, the shame. Like that was my thing. Oh, shame. When I say I like master shamer, I
yeah,
would shame myself. Like, you stupid. You knew better. You saw that coming, and then you realize, like, how long have you been saying things like that to yourself? How long have you been doing that?
mhm,
Um, yeah, so silence is really key for me too.
yeah,
Like I got to stay quiet a bit. But the other one of the other events that kind of shook me into, you got to stay. Girl, this cat, I'm telling you, y'all, apologies. I got two little hood cats up in here, man, gangsters. Um, but my Aunt Roberta, my best friend in the world, she committed suicide. She jumped off of the bridge and killed herself, and she left my house. We spent an entire Sunday together. Um, Left my house, jumped off the bridge. And one thing about my Aunt Roberta, like she was just like the coolest cat. When I was younger, like we didn't know anything about how to identify somebody. Oh, she's a lesbian or something. Man,
yeah,
my Aunt Roberta was the coolest cat that I knew.
yeah,
And depression and mental illness took over, and she was the go-to in the family. She was the resolver, and
yeah,
seeing her like with all of that warrior energy go out like that, I was like, man. um and then like losing my girl Keanya, we would beef a lot, but it was because of how she wanted me to be good to myself, stop letting people play with you.
yeah,
Um so when I didn't have those two to like yank me up in the collar anymore, I was like, all right, I got to do it.
yeah. I'm sorry you
Hmm.
had to go through that. I do remember. I remember both, but I remember. I feel
Hmm.
like the aunt posts more for some reason.
Mm,
I do
yes.
feel like I remember
Yep.
more.
Yes.
What version of yourself do you think required the most healing?
Forgiving myself as how I saw myself as a mother.
Yeah,
Me and my son had done like one little season of a podcast, and one of the episodes we wrote questions and we didn't know what the other person was going to ask,
yeah,
and he was like, do you believe that you were a good mother? And before he could even finish the sentence, I was like, no. And he was like, well, all right, wait a minute. First of all, Ma,
yeah,
and like Shay, oh, I'm crying. We crying all on the mics and everything. I was like, oh, this was dramatic. But I never saw myself as a good mother. I was like, I just didn't know any better. And
yeah,
my kids are like, do you see who you raised? Like you got one son who I call him my little black gypsy. Tarika's lived in like more states than I've traveled to.
Yeah.
Um, Jalen is an amazing mom. Tariq is an amazing dad now. Keenan, even in his struggles, that boy is that man is a survivor. Like
Yeah.
the things that he stands 10 toes down there. My son Makai, just the personality, his vibrancy, his acting, and I remember seeing all of that and being like, where y'all get that from? Like, how did you know to be that dope? And they like, girl,
Yeah.
yes. But I, for years, Shay, I struggled to be like, I still can't say I was a good mom.
Yeah.
It's still, something that I just struggle with. But looking at the fruit that I bore, I'm like, oh, all right. Like I
Yeah.
can give myself that.
And you deserve it. You only well,
Mhm.
you did what you could do with the tools you knew and had.
Amen.
And
Amen.
every
Yes.
single child is a new trial and error.
Man.
Everyone, because they're none of us coming out the same. So
Good Lord.
yeah, I'm a
I remember there was a time, I'm sorry, girl,
look,
I
look, you fine.
cut
I
you off.
promise you, we are not in a rush. Okay.
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 There was a time with that guilt that I was trying to stand in everybody's gap.
Yeah.
And that was like draining me. Like, oh, let me just put my hand on this hole. Let me do that.
Mhm.
Um, and started out, and this was like right around 40, when I just wanted to have honest conversations with all of them. Like, look, I know I didn't get it right, and let me tell you what was happening at that time. I wanted to be vulnerable and honest with them, but in a lot of ways, I almost felt like they use it as a guilt step.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna drag you. It's for real if that's how you feeling.
Yeah.
But then I remember around COVID, just feeling super exhausted. And I talked to each of them individually, and I was like, so look here. You've seen me use the good tools, and you saw how that worked.
Mhm.
And you saw me use some pretty bad tools, and you saw how that worked.
Yeah.
Here's a toolbox. Do what you will. Not gonna go through and say, okay, this is how you should do this, and all right, let me do that. Whatever you choose to do toolbox, you can do that. But what you can no longer do is punish me.
Yep.
And I feel I set myself free with that.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, still working at it often,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
yeah.
I went through a couple. I want to say maybe a year or so ago. I stopped talking to almost all my kids.
Huh.
And when I tell you it was hard, but I felt unappreciated. I felt like as long as I wasn't the yes person, then I was the bad guy. And I did hurt my son by saying it because we've never not talked.
Oh.
The oldest son, not Zay, of course. Um,
Mhm.
but I remember sitting, even though I knew I had to put my foot down, it still was so much of that. But I'm a mom. I cannot talk to him. I have to talk to
Oh,
him. When I tell you I went through it and but I held my ground because I knew I needed that for me. I needed you to
yes.
understand the same way I teach you that boundaries are important. You can cut me off. You are allowed to cut everybody and anybody off if they are
That's
not right,
right.
parents included.
Amen.
But it goes the same for you too.
Amen. Come on now.
Okay.
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
hard, but we made it through. Okay.
Yeah.
I,
It was
I,
really hard. Um, like, and shout out to you for doing that. Because even when we're standing in it, like it gets really quiet. Like at
mm-hmm,
night and you sitting there like, oh, I should reach out. But then it's like, wait a minute.
mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody seeking me either.
Nope.
So I had to like with my oldest son on his travel journeys, and he was, Tariq, I admire him because while I couldn't understand like why haven't I heard from you in 2 years, I
Yeah.
realized that he had some things that he needed to sort through. So
Yeah.
giving him the space to do that, but I had to remind myself like give him his space. He's not in a rush to get to you, so you stop too. Because guess what? If stuff hit the fan, he gonna reach out. He's gonna
Yeah.
do that. And then
Absolutely.
with my youngest son, when Keenan was out there ripping and running in the streets, I didn't hear from Keenan. If I
Yeah.
reached out to him, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Oh, mom, good. My phone about to die. All
Ooh,
right. And
uh-huh.
then now with him going through, incarceration and trying to figure out what that's gonna look like for him, I'm getting a lot of emotion, and I'm like, that's first of all, you are detoxing.
Yeah.
Like a lot is coming out, reality is setting in for you, and you realize that you missed a lot, especially with your children. But the old Janelle would be a mess with them, like, oh, oh my God, you're gonna get through this. And I'm like, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, yeah. And you gave
Hmm.
them the tools. They're there.
That's it.
You gave it to them.
Yes. Come on now.
Hmm.
Yep.
Have there been moments where people only accepted certain parts of who you are but struggle with your evolution?
Yes. Yes. It's so silent now.
Hmm.
My phone, if my phone rings, I know it is a bill collector, a telemarketer, the grandbabies, or my daughter.
Yeah.
I don't hear from anybody. Like, well, and like in my friendships, shout out to my girls Tiana and Mo.
Yeah.
We've never been communication heavy. Like,
Yeah.
we might hit the group text up and be active for like a good week, and then it's zero dark 30 for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But when where it matters and when we need, there's no ain't no half stepping with it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that because I don't feel obligated to hey, how are
Yeah.
you, but I know when to do it and vice versa.
Yeah. And it,
But things are very quiet, especially I stopped drinking and smoked my herb 3 years ago,
oh,
and
go
it really
ahead.
was like, oh, curtains down, yep, see you, Janelle. You don't get an invite.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Yes.
It'd be like
Yeah.
that. And that's how I was when I decided to stand my truth. When I tell you the friends disappeared, but this has been the happiest I've ever been. And I don't have to
Oh,
lie about it. I haven't had an affair or nothing. I can't say that.
come on.
If you breathe wrong, I was gone. So,
Come on.
what
Yes.
does becoming her mean to you personally at this stage in your life?
Oh, um, it means to me being someone that little Janelle can look at and
Yeah.
like I felt like, girl, I think it's cat. Get oh, girl, rotten. Shay, I'm dropping them off at your house.
Oh,
Um, for the longest time, I
everyone love it.
felt like uh visually, if I had to describe it visually, I felt like I just was always this person.
Yeah.
Like me and little Janelle just matching energy, like just a sad sack of. And as I start to do this, I see little Janelle doing it too. So
Yeah.
someone that she can say, yeah, that's my girl right there.
Yeah.
And I have not always. I would have never even imagined saying something like that. And that
Yeah.
feels good.
I'm proud of you. I really am.
Thank
Um,
you. I'm proud of you too, girl. We done came a long way.
okay.
Yes. The people don't
If
know.
people, man, I was ready to say, if they really knew, they only know what they
Yes.
got to see. If they really, really knew. Um,
Yeah.
now I remember poetry, Janelle.
Mhm.
You already had poetry, you got healing, you got authorship under your belt. What made you step into improv and comedy? I know
Oh,
you said a little bit earlier, but
yeah, no problem. So as much as like I loved writing poetry and again like the healing and all the things, but I felt like those things were also crutches.
mhm,
Um, Poetry, I would write honestly, but not as honest as I wrote my journal.
yeah,
I would say things, and people would, oh, girl, that was hard hit and that was really good. When I reflect back on that, what I probably what would have sustained me would have been hearing, I see you.
yeah,
I heard what you said and I see you.
yeah,
That would have changed the course for so many things. And I realized I had to go through the things to, get through the things,
yeah,
but that would have changed the course. But with the poetry, I wanted to be seen. With the healing, I wanted to help.
yeah,
Um, Improv and comedy. Well, now the comedy, which is so, girl, this is just, I'm just still every day like, what? What? But again, with the improv, it was the agreement that attracted me to it, and what kept me coming back was how welcomed I always felt,
hmm,
always feel,
yeah,
no matter how so with a lot of the people from when I signed up for like improv level 1,
hmm,
those individuals are with me in level 4,
okay,
and they feel like home.
yeah,
And it is just, and the ages range from 20 to 70, and we are like on Tuesdays, it's my happy hour
okay,
because some of the warm-ups are, okay, y'all got to all try to, without looking at each other, walk around the room and try to clap at the same time. Okay, now Try to stop at the same time. Okay, now try to hop at the same time. You got 50, 70, 20 year old, everybody hopping and just laughing like,
Right,
ah!
right.
It feels so good. Every time I
Yeah,
leave, I go into my car and it's like, oh, thank you, God.
yeah,
Thank you, God.
yeah.
But it helped me. It made me realize you can have multiple tribes.
Hmm.
Like, and this is my tribe. So when I started doing that, again, I was looking for a way to shrink, like not expecting that it would help me expand.
Yeah.
And I met two other Black women. Like, man, it was just happenstance. But we met each other and I saw them perform and I was like, damn, they are good. I don't think I could ever do that. 2 days after I had the thought, one of them came to me and was like, hey, so we are looking to start a troupe and we would love for you to like be a part of it. And I was like, well, no, because see, like I'm still a student, and they're like, well, yeah, we are too. And at the time, they were like level 4. They're like, no, we got it. And so Landlines is the only all Black trio of females in. We say Baltimore to play it safe, but people like there ain't no other Black like all three female Black troops in Maryland, so
Yeah.
that's a good time. Um, but it just I get to leave all the titles and expectations at the door.
Yeah.
When I come into improv, whatever it calls for, I might be a cat, I might be a dude, I might be a tree, like whatever it calls for.
Yeah.
And then with the comedy, maybe right before I turned 50, I started whispering to people like, I think I want to like do comedy, looking for approval. Like, girl, you funny, go ahead and do that. And
Yeah.
what I got was, let me know when you do it. And then I'm like, why do you need that?
Yeah.
Janelle, it's been in your gut. Like, Shay, I've always wanted to be silly and outrageous.
Hmm.
So I'm a blue comic. I say all the things. I like
Hmm.
to cuss. So
Uh-huh.
improv keeps me agreeable and friendly.
Yeah.
Comedy is like,
The now. Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
like going to a mode. And
Yeah.
actually, my coach gave me a really neat way of looking at it. My comedy coach, he's like, okay, not Janelle, but the person that sits on this shoulder, that Janelle that will look at something and be like, you know what? That's who you bring on the stage.
Yeah.
That's who you leave the Janelle in the seat. You take her up there.
Yeah.
And I got the opportunity to take an 8-week stand up class, and it was just like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And you'll be the first person I'm actually sharing this with besides my family. But I do open mics and I've done like some other things at the showcase, and I got an offer. We let the ink dry on the contract to do my first paid DMV comedy tour
Yes.
with the You Ain't From DC crew. So it's going to be
Okay.
a DMV tour. It's the weekend of my birthday, and I'm like, this is alignment. This is
Yeah.
alignment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because quick backstory, I said last year, I told my daughter, I was like, I want to like go into comedy, and then for my 50th birthday, I want to like just surprise everybody to come. Girl, we sat at a brunch, like, oh, this is nice, this is nice.
Yeah.
But so this year for my birthday weekend, we tour. We go on Friday, we're in Northern Virginia, and then on Saturday we're in Baltimore morning at a brunch, and then at night, and then we finish it that Sunday in DC. First
I love
paid
it.
tour, 25 minute set.
I love it.
I'm like, what?
I love
Yes,
it.
yes,
I can't wait to
yes.
see you on. What's the tour that's going around with Mojo Brooks? All for One. I think I forgot. I don't
Oh,
know.
we are.
We
Oh, I
are.
know what you're talking about.
I can't
Yes,
wait to see you
speak
as well.
it,
I can't wait.
speak it,
I can
speak
see
it.
that. I
Thank
mean, you've
you,
always been naturally funny. It's not a have to do. All you gotta do is have a conversation with you, and you're going to laugh some way, shape, or
thank
form.
you,
So I
thank you.
definitely see
Yeah,
you. Definitely. When
yes,
you do when you need a red carpet event person, just call me here, cause I
man.
can
Come
do
on,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Come
Period.
on.
Period.
Like, come on, girl. Come, you better lock this
I'll
on.
be
Come on,
there.
we in
I'm gonna be
here.
right there. I'm gonna be
We
right
in
there. Cheer
here.
you all the way
Yes,
on. Okay. Comedy
yes.
requires vulnerability in a completely different way. Was it scary putting yourself out there like that?
It's scary until I touch the mic.
Hmm.
Like I shake like a leaf. Like we did a showcase, and I got my playlist and all the things like I'm about to go in the ring.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting to go out to do my 5 minute set at the showcase, and I'm looking at my hands. I'm looking at my hands, and it's something that I started telling myself from like tragedy. I remember when my cousin Ray, my brother, when he was killed, and Jalen had to come up here and tell me, Shay, and I was just like, like I couldn't breathe. And
Yeah.
I sat up and I said, I can do this. I can do this. With the comedy, like I bring that and I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then when it's time, once I touch that mic, it's like all the things that I can find laughter in every part of my life. In the
Yeah.
tragic moments when I'm like, you probably, this ain't funny. Like, don't you say this out loud. Being able to frame that in a way, and people are like, yes, I can relate.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
makes it
that
funny.
feels good.
Miss Pat, I love her because all of her
Oh, that's my
stuff
girl.
is from her. It's not somebody writing for her. It's
That's
her
right.
life, and you can relate. So if you can relate, you can laugh. If
Yes,
you don't relate, it's just a joke. But when you
that's
can
it.
relate, it's a healing. I wasn't by myself. Now this shit is funny.
Yes, yes,
I love it.
yes.
I love
And
it.
you're still, it's like you don't hear the laughter while you're up there. I
Yeah.
can hear when I laugh at myself, but
Hmm.
I'll leave a set and I'm like, dude, was that funny? And I look back at the video and that's all you hear is the laughter. And I was like, girl, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
watched
And I'm
the day I
also
hit
doing,
you.
say it
I
again.
watched. I say the day I hit you, I watched your clip on your page.
Oh, thank you. Girl, I was shaking like booty meat. Like, oh. um, but I also I'm doing Ian from Bob Waters. He had hit me
Okay.
up
Okay.
a couple of times. Like, call me. And like, I'm one of them people like, don't tell me call you on no social media. I will not, because I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
And then he hit me like, call me. And I called him and he was like, Janelle got jokes. Are you available on June 6th for my birthday party? You know, I want you to do like an hour. And I was like, boy, don't nobody do no hour set. Are you crazy? So, we negotiated the time and all of that good stuff. And he was like, Mitchell, look, Janelle, do your thing. I want you to
Yeah.
roast me too. I said, oh, you thought I wouldn't? So
Right.
I'm excited about that in June. Yep, to
Yeah.
do it
I'm happy for
locally.
you. I'm happy for you. Have with
Thank
the
you.
losses you went through, the ancestors that you gained, baby, it ain't
Mm.
nothing you can't do. Because sometimes what they
Say
can't
it.
do here is what they will do over there. We know
That's
this.
right. That's
So
right.
yeah, I can see. I can't wait. I can't wait. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, and we all know humor can be healing. Do you feel like laughter has been part of your own healing journey too?
Yeah, recently, because I wouldn't, it would be funny to me up here.
Hmm.
Um, Me and my daughter have a very close relationship. Her sense of humor is as warped as mine. All of
Yeah.
my children, actually, I'm like, yo, if somebody heard us say this, they probably would like, they ain't right. Um, but being able to laugh, and I mean, belly gut laughs, man, that feels good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always close my set out with continue to bring the life up. Continue to
Yeah.
bring the life up. That's my mission with this for myself, like, and for others, like, yo, it's enough when we gonna bring the life up if we don't do nothing else. So
Yeah, there's plenty of
yes,
room at the
yes,
table. Now, what do
yes.
you enjoy most? Making people think deeply or making people laugh deeply?
Presently, today, making people laugh deeply because it'll laughter clear space to think deeply.
Yeah.
Like if I can release, you know what I mean? That's prayer too. You know what I mean? In a different way, but just kind of, focusing, it's healing as well.
Yeah.
And being able to release that, no different from crying. You know how you
Yeah.
have a good cry and it's like, all right, okay, girl, now let's get to it.
Yeah.
After like good laughter, you done came through some stuff, you're like, whoo, all right, now what I gotta take care of now? Like it recharges you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the move, man.
Do you think black women are finally allowing themselves permission to be softer, freer, and more expressive publicly?
They are, but in a lot of ways, not but. And in a lot of ways, I would also like to see them do it as a collective. Like
Yeah.
individually, we'll see people like, oh, she doing something right. She's
Yeah.
being good to herself. Um, Even with I go places, Shay, and I'll hug like 50 people. People like, I ain't going nowhere with you. Every time you done stopped and hugged all these people you talking. But even with those 50 people, I'll walk into a space and I can feel the temperature change. Like, You can see the eyes roll. And I'm one, if I make eye contact with you, like I'm a smile and just seeing people like, I'm like, why we gotta be like that?
Yeah,
Why we
yeah,
gotta do that?
yeah.
So I wish for everything, if what we're pouring into ourselves is genuine, everybody benefits from it.
Yeah,
And even in ways of walking into spaces and being able to meet eyes with a sister and a smile, that's that energy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I would
yeah.
like to see us. You ain't got to pour out and exhaust yourself, but just being able to the things that I'm putting in. I want you to be able to benefit from this. So I'd like to see us do that more.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I feel like if more
collectively.
people realize that it's plenty of space at the table and everybody got the same amount of time in a day. So whatever you choose to do with it is what you do with it. Now, if I decide to make 2 hours and that 2 hours put me somewhere else and you only do 30 minutes and it don't get you where you go, that's your problem. That's not a me problem. But I'm gonna give you the
Yes.
resources. If you ask, I'm gonna tell you how to get there.
Come on now.
That's what it should be about. Because there's plenty of room at the table. Plenty. The table
Plenty.
don't never end.
That's right. And guess what? And if the seats are occupied, get on over here on this lap. Like I
Okay.
got you.
Okay.
Come on, I got
You got a
you.
safe place to land every time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll have people say to me, like, when they really get to know me, and they're like, I thought you were mean. I'm like, there's no way you would think that about me. There's
mm-mm.
no way you would think that about me. Like, I'm as crazy in the kindest way. Like,
Yeah,
I want every woman like that. That was like the basis of the anti-mean girl brunch. Like,
yeah,
you are
yeah,
going to come into this space and you're gonna feel welcome. Like the amount of
yeah,
people that hit me, like, I want to come, but I don't have nobody to come with. Yes, you got 50, 60, 70 people that
yeah,
are with you. I
yeah,
guarantee it. So, and I'm
yeah.
hoping to do that again this
I
year.
was ready X. I was ready X.
Yeah, yes, yes. I'm looking at
Yeah.
September. I'm gonna say it out loud, hold myself accountable. I'm shooting for September.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What would you say to the women watching tonight who feels disconnected from herself and afraid to start over?
Oh, fear is an illusion. Get out your head. Take inventory of the voice, because that's not you saying it.
Yeah,
It might be voices from mama who ain't get it right, uh, somebody who's didn't get it right, anything. Pay attention to the voices and silence them.
yeah.
Like fear does not exist. It does not exist.
If your current chapter had a title, what would it be and why?
Oh, it would be yes and. It would be yes and. Um, because I've learned that two things can be true. Like I said it for years, but actually, like, yeah, two things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I can be sad and I can still show up.
Yeah,
I can be happy and I can stay happy for 24 hours, but it would be yes and, because agreement it saved my life. Literally, it saved my
yeah,
life, man. I didn't want to be here. I want to be
yeah,
here. I'm like, okay, no, so let me figure. I can remember when my kids were little, Shay, wanting to take myself out. Like I'm just gonna
yeah,
take some pills. I ain't no good to these kids. The only reason that I didn't do it is because I did not want my children to be found in a dirty house. My house was a mess. And I'm like, I don't want that to be their story. Because
yeah,
black families gonna let you know what went on. Like,
yeah,
girl, we had to get them kids, the house was a mess. That was the only thing. You could not tell me that I would be sitting here um, full today, um, in peace today, present
yeah,
today. You couldn't tell me that.
yeah.
And I'm so glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here. I really am.
Thank you. I'm
I
glad
met
you're
you.
here.
I was like, thank you. I think I was 15. I think when I met you. No, 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 no. I think it was later on. But I remember. I want to say it was down by waters. I feel like I was
Yes,
younger because I felt like I was a runaway at that time or something when we first met.
we were. I feel like we were. It was down by waters.
Hmm.
I think we had seen each other, but like actually just kind of getting to know each other. We were at Tanya Pratt's house.
Yup, yup,
Yep, I
yup.
remember that.
I was at
And
Fresh
you
Start.
were light. Yes,
Uh
yes.
huh.
But
Uh
your
huh.
energy, you just had this buoyancy, like this brightness. And I didn't have the language back then, but now when I look back, I'm like, if she could just see what I saw, well,
Yeah,
what
because
I
I ain't.
see.
Yeah, no, because I
Yes,
know I ain't
but
see
just the
that.
energy, and I recognize it. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's me. Like, girl, yes, yeah. Look
All
at her
right,
now,
before
though.
I know, right? That's because I divorced them
Yeah,
titles and learning how to be Lachey.
yes.
I got two more questions before we close. What legacy do you hope people feel from you, not just remember about you?
Oh man, to bring the life up. However, you got to keep yourself here. You got to fake it. Sit in, with whatever it is that troubles you. Figure that thing out. But you can do hard things. Like I really, I want people to be able to look back and say, man, it wasn't one time I was around her that I didn't feel like I could climb a skyscraper and take flight. I want every single person, from the individuals I work with behind the fence, to my grandchildren, to somebody that I might interact with in the grocery line for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I want them to be able to, before it could be 10 years from now, and they could be going through something, and go back to a tool or something, like a conversation or just an interaction, like, all right, let me square these shoulders. That's right.
Well, you're looking at it because that's
Yeah.
what I remember.
Ah,
That's what I remember, and I'm
don't you
not
get me
telling you.
worked up.
Look, and I'm not telling you because we on here. I remember, like I remember you being a important figure in growing, whether it was meeting you, whether it was your poetry, because I believe they had poetry
Mm,
that I think it was called Rapture then. They might have been,
yes.
but I remember the poetry. I
Yes.
remember. I want to say I feel like you gave me advice about parenting because I know I had kids, and then watching you on social media, watching you be able to maneuver through things because you would
Mm.
share certain things. You wouldn't share everything, but it was certain things. But watching you
Oh, hell
maneuver,
yes.
and maneuver and maneuver, and not once would I have ever thought you were ever battling depression. Um,
Mm.
it good being able to show up for others when you couldn't show up for yourself. But I'm telling you, me
Mm.
watching you over the years is definitely something I will always hold on to. So you've already left a legacy mark within my memory because I remember, and not a bad way. I just
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Janelle, and I'm really
Man.
proud of you. And that's why I had to get you on my show before you over here doing shows with Miss Pat and them and stuff.
Girl, let me tell you. I'm gonna always have space for you,
I
Shay.
know.
And I
I
mean
believe
that in every single way.
I believe
And I
that.
knew it. I said, now, somewhere in this interview, I know she gonna make my eyes wet. So when I see you, I owe you. I
I
know it,
mean,
but
you
thank you.
you gave me answers. I want to say a couple years ago when you did Reiki, and I was
Yeah.
studying with my
Mm.
grandma. See, I'm telling you, my
Yes.
mind remember the stuff that changed or
Oh,
gave me something to some kind of peace or something. Something
yeah.
I needed to get to the next phase because everything gets me to the next level. So I really
That's right.
100% appreciate you from my soul. I do.
Mm. Thank you. Oh man. Thank you.
And
Thank
before
you.
we close, want you to take this time to let the people know one how they can find you and support you, what you have coming next, your book if you are still offering it, which I'm sure you are,
Hmm. Hmm.
and anything you just want any viewer to know before we close out.
Sure. Well, again, thank you,
That's
Lachey. Thank you. Thank you. This has been amazing. I've never done an interview before. Never
really
done it. Never. I've been the one on the other side of things, but this felt so good. It felt good when I
I'm
saw.
delicious.
Man, thank you.
You're welcome.
But you can find me on Facebook. I think it's just Janelle Johnson. But
Okay.
Instagram, come on over to Instagram. Janelle got jokes. I do open mics and I do tend to share them. So if you follow me, you will see where I'm coming. But again, locally, I will be at, well, actually, I'll be sharing that poster too because he did say it would be available soon. But up on Dorsey Road, I can't remember the exact name of it, but I'll be at a party doing a set. And then in August, I have the tour. You ain't from DC, hashtag you ain't from DC. That'll be August, and that's 3 days. And I'll make sure I share that information. And then like a sister's trying. I'm trying to be booked and busy, so I'm on all the things. So as the dates come, I'll be sharing them.
Yeah.
And if I to close out, I just want to share what I live by. You can do all things. You can do them good, and just continue to bring the life up. If you don't do nothing else with yourself, with others, be intentional with making sure that when you leave the room, the life is lifted.
Yeah.
Um,
I love that.
that's it.
And this conversation has been absolutely delicious. I'm hoping that anybody that watches this, you find out a new tool. You
Yes.
see the witness. You see that you can do all things, and regardless of how dark it may be, I
Mm,
promise you there is light at the end of the tunnel. I
you better
promise.
say it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you follow Janelle Johnson. You are not going to want to miss anything she does. I promise you. And I love
Thank
you.
you.
I love you.
I love
I'm
you.
so proud of you. And I'll be looking for your podcast to come back and your meditation. And
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
everything you do, I
Yes.
will be watching.
Thank you.
Whether
Oh,
I
and I
see
did forget. I'm sorry. I did forget the book.
her.
So the workbook is on Amazon, and it's This Is Not That workbook for
Mm-hmm.
women. And then I also have the Anti-Mean Girl workbook for little girls, the little preteens. So little plug for
Yeah.
that. But thank you again to you, Lachey. Thank you to the space. This was amazing. This energy. Girl,
Yeah.
this day drained me. And I got, like the light was up. That's what we do.
That's what we
Yes.
do. That's what we
Yes,
do.
I love you. I love you.
I
I
love
love
you
you. I love
too. I
you.
love you too. All right, guys. I love you. I will see you next Thursday. I love you, and I'm hoping that you truly love yourself. Good night, guys.
Peace. Good night.